Are some spots just bad, or was I just a bad diver when I dived them? Let me explain how that intro montage relates to this. When I first started spearfishing about 13 years ago, all I wanted to shoot was a mulloway. I just never ever found them until one day 18-year-old electrical apprentice Daniel blows a sickie, goes down the coast and manages to shoot his first mulloway, 4.5 kilos. I was so stoked on this fish. I thought I was the man and that I'd cracked the code and I'd found this secret awesome spot for mulloway and I wasn't going to tell anyone, but as soon as I got out of the water I saw other divers going in, so it wasn't so secret. Fast forward a few years, I was diving with more people, learning better techniques, how to find fish, refining my gear, and I was coming across more success as a spearfisherman. I was shooting better fish, bigger fish, and leaving some of the fish alone that I would normally shoot when I was younger. This particular day was nothing special. It was a regular dive day, and we read the conditions and we thought, we'll go to this spot and look for some mulloway. On a side note, notice my flopper here is closed. This is really bad. Make sure it's open when you're landing fish, otherwise you can lose them very, very quickly. So this wasn't a special or a secret spot by any stretch of the imagination, but what was different between when I shot my 4.5 kilo mulloway when I was 18 versus that when I was mid-20s was probably my skill, not so much the spot. But let me be honest, some spots are genuinely really good. We actually went back to that spot the same time the next year, same conditions, and we found that school of mulloway again. As you can see, I was chasing that mangrove jack down the bottom and ended up with no fish. So back to my point about spots being good versus spots being bad. When I was starting out, I also used to dive the Tweed River all the time. Nearly every weekend I was down there harassing the local flathead population, whiting, luderick, anything I could find, perhaps in summer, some mangrove jacks. I never imagined that I'd ever see a mulloway in there. So one afternoon I was off diving tweed heads with my brother. We hadn't shot too much, he shot a nice kingfish and we were heading in to go home. But we noticed the river was super clean on the way in, so we thought let's go have a 20-minute look for some whiting or a flathead or something along those lines. This is a spot I would have dived a couple hundred times easily when I was younger, but this day I hadn't been there for a few years and I was quite pleasantly surprised. I could not believe what just happened. I'd shot an 18 kilo mulloway in the Tweed River. And like all good brothers, I promptly threw it in the boat and drove over to brag. So I guess the whole point of this really is that as a diver, you will develop and your skills will get better, you will shoot better fish, you'll achieve different milestones, whatever that may be for you personally. But spots that you dived when you first started out and you've written them off as a bad spot and there's no fish there or you never shot anything good there, some of these spots might be a hidden gold mine. I'm not saying that the Tweed River's a gold mine, but you know, it can surprise you what you find in spots that you just never go back to. That's all from me in this video, guys. Thank you for watching as always. At the end of this month, I'm heading to Italy to go dive with Giuliano Tagliacoso from Polo Sub and a few other very talented divers in the Mediterranean chasing dentex and grouper. If you don't want to miss that video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and then click the little bell so you get notifications of when I post it.